A pleasant good afternoon to one and all present here. Today, we have gathered to celebrate the successful completion of the International Conference
Recording in
on One
progress.
Health Perspectives in Global Plant Protection Research 2025. This event was a result of tremendous cooperation and efforts of all the organizers, staff, students, and participants from various places. So, on behalf of Center for Plant Protection Studies, TNAU, we welcome all the dignitaries on and off the dais, heads of the departments, senior professors, students, friends, delegates, and participants for the valedictory function. Let's begin this function with the prayer song. I request all of you to kindly stand up for the prayer.
நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்தை சீராறும் வதனமென திகழ்பரத கண்டமிது திக்கணமும் மதிச்சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிலமை திரும்பியன் ஆனந்த வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே.
I request Dr. K. Devrajan, Professor and Head, Department of Nematology, to deliver the welcome address.
Good evening, all present here in this pleasant evening on this occasion of valedictory function of OHPGPR 2025. I feel privileged to stand here to deliver welcome address on behalf of the organizing committee of the conference. Today's chief guest of our function is Dr. P. Sendil Kumar, IAS, Principal Secretary, Health and Family Welfare Department, Government of Tamil Nadu, and Chairperson, One Health and Climate Hub Committee. I feel happy that Sir is our alumnus, and we are happy that he has accepted our invitation to deliver the valedictory address to conclude the conference. We feel proud and honored to welcome you, sir. We feel also honored to welcome Sri P. Sivakumar, IFS, Member Secretary, Central Silk Board, Ministry of Textiles, Government of India, who has consented his acceptance to be with us to felicitate the function. We also welcome you, sir. And we are happy to welcome Dr. P.K. Singh, Agricultural Commissioner, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India, who always insists need of sustainability in agriculture, particularly in the area of crop protection. We feel honored to welcome you also, sir. We extend our warm welcome. And there is Dr. Thru Nigar Ranjan, IFS, Dean Forestry, Forest College and Research Institute, Metupalayam, who is with us to felicitate us. Welcome you, sir. Our Director, Dr. M. Santi, Center for Plant Protection Studies, who has worked tirelessly for 2 or 3 months to successfully conduct this conference. We welcome. We have with us Tirumala Rao, who is District Development Manager, NABARD. He has visited on behalf of NABARD. The NABARD is always with us in the development of university. We welcome Dr. Tirumala Rao, sir. And there are dignitaries from abroad, then across India, from various institutes like ICR and other universities. We also welcome the delegates. Then I also welcome my colleagues in the university, research fellows and students who also tirelessly worked to successfully complete the conference. I also welcome our friends. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.
Now, for honoring our guests, I request Director Ma'am CPPS to honor Dr. P.K. Singh. I request Director Ma'am CPPS to honor Shri P. Sivakumar. I request Director Ma'am CPPS to welcome Dr. P. Sendil Kumar. I request Director Ma'am to honor Thiru C. Tirumala Rao. I request Director Ma'am CPPS to honor Dr. M. Ravindran. Who is that? I request Director Ma'am CPPS to brief on the technical session report.
Good evening, one and all. So we are gathered here for the validity function of the One Health perspectives in global plant protection research. So for the past 3 days, we are working for this, and for this validatory function, we have invited our chief guest, Dr. P. Sendil Kumar, IAS, Principal Secretary of Health, and also he is my classmate, and I'm very proud to invite him for this. And also he is the chairman of this One Health Committee in Tamil Nadu, and recently he has transferred to the Health Department, and more he is related to this One Health. So we are very much pleased to welcome you here. And also on Agriculture Commissioner, sir, he is with us from the morning. So he is spending time with us. So thank you so much for your valuable time. And his contribution in the panel discussion was very much useful. And also both the IFS officers. So we are very much thankful. And Member Secretary Silk Board, Central Silcom, and also Dean Forestry. So we are thank you so much for your valuable time sparring with us here. And Tirumala Rao, sir, he is from the NABARD, we have got 3 lakhs. So with that only, we could able to produce the publication from the abstracts and also the lead talks keynotes. So we are very much thankful. And also Kumaran Nahalingam, we missed in the inaugural function, so I invited him for the validatory function. Stephen, please occupy the seat. And he is coming from Australia. He is also our alumni, and I welcome him also for this validity function. And Stephen, he is coming from France. He is also made collaboration with us. We got a MOU with that company for he is representing the France. So for the One Health related program, he is working on the botanicals for the pest management. So with a small introduction, so we had 9 different sessions. So out of these sessions, so in the inaugural function, it was inaugurated by Dr. Samuel Praveen Kumar, Joint Secretary. He has inaugurated, and he informed that, or he is insisting that the farmers should, our research should be farmer-centric. It should reach the farmers. It was informed by him. And also, as Dr. J.P. Singh could not able to join with us, instead, Dr. Soni Rajan presented his One Health perspective message was read here. And here, about 456 registered participants has participated for the past 3 days. And we had 6 keynote addresses and 30 lead papers, out of which 145 oral presentations and 288 brief oral presentations were done. And we had the participants or the lead speakers from different countries, both in person and also online presentation made by dignitaries from different countries, and also different states of India were represented here. And in this case, first theme, biosystematics, re-emerging and invasive organisms, in which it was emphasized that the biodiversity of the organisms should be digitalized, and it can be used for the identification and mapping the resources and advisory to the farmers. So the biodiversity loss is one of the key component in the case of One Health. So when there is a biodiversity loss, the natural balance gets disintegrated. So we have to concentrate on the digitalization of the biodiversity in Indian subcontinent. And farmers gateway apps development is also very much important to make it easy for the farmers to identify the insects or disease infestation, and to take the proper timely management measure. It is very much essential. And also, we should revive the network project on the biosystematics for the faunal biodiversity. And also application of the drone technology. It is also recommended in one of the talks in order to get rid of the risk. And also precision breeding has to be focused, and quarantine measures has to be strengthened against the new disease outbreaks, especially in the cut flower industry. So these were the recommendations given by in the first theme. And second theme, new horizons in diagnostics and biodiversity of crop pests and beneficial microorganisms. In this, the major recommendations are the global understanding of insects with their bodily co-colonizing microbes, that is using for the powerful state-of-art molecular strategies through accelerated expert and facility installations. And also gadgets for easy diagnostics of trade-sensitive and devastative pest and diseases were emphasized. Because whenever there is new invasive insect pest in occurred, it should be immediately identified. That mostly happens during the trade, and it should be concentrated. By that, we can protect our crop, and One Health can be achieved. And empowering the utility of the genomic data to build management tools was also emphasized, and establishment of the climate resilient microbiomes through exploration of the entomo microbiomes for adverse climate crop salvation. And also next one is field level early detection and diagnostics of viral diseases by using innovative and cost effective techniques should be made available for easy adoption by farmers. And also basic research has to be focused on correlation with weather parameters and time of collection of spores using spore trap and occurrence of the disease incidents for taking up timely intervention for major fungal diseases in major crops. So the identification or occurrence and forecasting is very much important for managing the insects. It was majorly focused in this theme. And in theme 3, conventional and biotechnological approaches in plant resistance to pests and diseases. So under which the recommendations are plant screening phenomic approaches have to be built on a global standard to identify resistant genomic pools and varieties more near and dear to cultivable lines for augmenting climate resilient pest resistant crops in the global climate change environment for pests, nematodes, and diseases has to be concentrated. And the advanced techniques like the CRISPR and omics approaches have to be fast tracked by building resources and national facilities with coherent partnerships between central and state institutes coupled with international and private networking was also emphasized. Under the theme 4, the climate change on dynamics of pest and disease forecasting, the development of weather-based forewarning models on key crops such as rice, pulses, and oilseed crops, the impact of weather on changes in pest dynamics of sucking pest of crops and their influence on pesticide dissipation pattern and climate resilient pest defender dynamics have to be studied for the pests, diseases, and also nematodes. And time to time appearance and disappearance of rare species of insects with endangered organisms and other data from the literature have to be digitalized for future reference and sustenance of the environment. Decades of cyclic patterns of pests in relation to climatic and weather turbulences have to be established based on literature and government documents. This has to be used as a base to simulate details of insects with different feeding gills foreseen to attack the key crops. Under the theme 5, it includes biological, chemical ecology approaches for sustaining plant health. So here, it was emphasized that there is a need to develop a second line of leadership and expertise in chemical ecology since many pests are very severe in India or not important on other parts of the globe. We need to develop our own strategies for these pests since preliminary details are not available. It needs special attention owing to the damage scale it causes on major crops in India. And also, the ecotypes of pests races compel our need to develop country-specific pest management strategies as technologies that work well for the same species elsewhere are not successful in India. It needs to be studied in detail to know the chemical ecology, role of chemical ecology in this. In the global climate change events, the chemical ecological approaches will help build an eco-dynamic environment, encouraging pest defender ratio and reducing the pressure for the utility of external costlier inputs like pesticides. And multi-tier cropping and polycrop environments have to be crafted based on the best use of locally available climate and resources, ensuring better agriculture returns to the farmers. It was also emphasized during the panel discussion by the farmer, the OVR, the progressive farmer also. And also government programs for biorational and biocontrol mass multiplication centers in rural environments need to be established using the educated youth communities for timely availability of technologies at a consistent supply management pipeline. It was insisted by Agriculture Commissioner He was insisting it should be made available, the biocontrol agent should be made available to the farmers, then only it can be easily adopted. So we have to make the youth to produce the biocontrol agent. It was also insisted by our commissioner also. And climate resilient biocontrol strains have to be selected for mitigating the GCC impacts on natural enemy populations, because the biocontrol agent should be able to thrive in different climatic conditions, then only we can able to manage and keep the pest in balance. And also government should ease the registration of native biocontrol strains as an ad hoc strategy to popularize and use of eco-friendly products developed in government organizations. So earlier in this panel discussion also it was emphasized that so it was made easy for the biocontrol agents by the regulatory authorities. It's very welcoming signal. And centers exploring botanicals and blending products by formulation on the rural level at a regional scale were felt to be encouraged by government support. Farmers exploiting the native botanicals through their access to the institutes nearby succeeded in their attempt to manage pests and diseases, including newly introduced organisms. And new horizons of artificial intelligence in pest and diagnostics are to be emphasized. And here we have started working on this line, but still there are some miles to go. We have to develop the artificial intelligence for the diagnostic purpose. It will be helpful for the farmers to identify these symptoms. Immediately they can take up the management. And the research targeting microbiome engineering for efficient crop disease management should be promoted. So this was the outcomes from the fifth theme. And under sixth theme, that's IoT and bioinformatic approaches in pest and disease management. It was emphasized that the biologist shall develop computational skills and gain statistical power. Career development training should be commenced countrywide, encouraging scientists and students to gain that data handling and convolutions and visualization. Open and paid tools and resources shall be accessible to the institutes engaged in developing agricultural apps and IoT technology platforms with space in data servers. And scientists working on IoT and bioinformatics may utilize the proteomic data, metabolomics, transcriptomics data, and latest bioinformatics tools for sustainable pest management approaches. The success of next generation pest control emerges only from overcoming the policy hurdles and developing suitable alternate strategies in genomic innovations. And also it requires multidisciplinary approach involving scientists, policymakers, and the public to ensure the benefit of dsRNA and understanding the concepts and its merits in pest management. The use of common man or civilian science blocks shall be tapped for organizing country biodiversity resources and technology refinement. And under the theme 7, the novel molecules, formulations, and nanotechnology discoveries in pest and disease management. The recommendations were research on the safety of the nano formulations against insect pests and their natural enemies, and the development of improved biological and botanical formulations is needed. The integration of advanced biotechnological strategies such as RNA interference will further enhance the precision in pest control while minimizing the non-target effects. And adoption of the good agricultural practices following the recommended waiting period is essential for ensuring the food safety by reducing the pesticide residues in food commodities. This is the main concern with regard to One Health. The pesticide residues should be avoided while taking the food. So this should be considered. So morning also during the panel discussion, it was emphasized to the farmers. The farmers has to adopt the good agriculture practices by our agricultural commissioner. And also interventions are needed to create awareness among farmers on the usage of pesticides to avoid resistance and residues, apart from protecting the sprayman applicator from exposure hazards. This needs to be the collective responsibility of each and every citizen of divine country. And strengthen the collaborative research on novel bioactive compounds and their field applications is also very much essential. And encouraging multidisciplinary approaches by integrating molecular biology, nanotechnology, and artificial intelligence in pest disease management is also very much essential. And fostering the capacity building, knowledge dissemination through training programs for researchers and farmers on new age plant protection technologies are also emphasized. Under the theme 8, it includes productive insects, pollinators, mushrooms, decomposers, and their value-added products. The bees, so without which the pollination could not be done, we cannot reap the required food. And hence, we have to focus on the bee. So it needs to be utilized for the augmentation approach. And the non-aphis bees in polyhouse cultivation are needed special attention. And also the performance of the black soldier flies for waste recycling and biomass conversion in Indian urban and semi-urban conditions need to be explored meticulously. At this juncture, I want to thank our chief guest, she has sanctioned with 78 lakhs for the management of the organic waste through the black soldier fly. Thank you so much for granting these funds. And also the marketing potential of the bee products, the therapeutic values of bees and byproducts from the black soldier flies needs to be explored. And agri-silvate lac culture for tropical and semi-arid conditions need to be studied. And specialized promotions for oleotherapy and the epitourism have to be incorporated as a part of agricultural systems. And continuous programs for bee breeding and strain selections for pest and diseases have to be focused. And genomes and species richness of bees and non-bee pollinator populations in the Indian context has to be addressed. And the value of bees in the medicinal plant production needs to be intensified. And awareness needs to be created to enhance the mushroom consumption. And also marketing chain for availability of the fresh mushrooms need to be developed with uniform pricing. And mushroom hybrids having the desirable agronomic traits should be explored. And the biomolecules from Ganoderma and Lentinus should be explored for sustainable disease management. And also the impact of mycotoxins on the deterioration of agricultural commodities and human health should be assessed regularly with appropriate acceptable limits. So this is also discussed during panel discussion by Antonio from Italy. And also under theme 9, nutritional, physiological, and agronomic practices for improved integrated pest and disease management. Here, the role of micronutrients for plant disease, pest, and nematode management should be explored. It was emphasized. And also, eco-friendly pest management on vegetable cultivation needs to be intensified to maintain the human health. Because after the application of insecticide, frequently we are harvesting the vegetables, so it should be devoid of any pesticide residues. And the use of organic silicon and other inducers of plant resistance have to be explored into good agricultural practices. And regenerative agriculture practices have to be explored in the feasible high value crops, encouraging the consumerism. And integrated pest and disease management and bio-integrated pest and disease management strategies have to be carefully designed and validated on a time-to-time basis on vegetables and perennial crops. Large-scale demonstrations have to be encouraged in tandem with the labor and resource availability in high-value crops. Integrated pest and disease management practices have to be reached from document to land through the refinement of former implementable and pest-specific participatory approaches by understanding the value of former learning system and involvement. Under the sericulture session, it was recommended that promotion of agriculture in castor, tapioca growing areas of Tamil Nadu was recommended, and adoption of mechanization in sericulture to reduce the drudgery, and also biocontrol agents for managing pest and diseases in mulberry and silkworm were also emphasized, and strengthening of cocoon marketing facilities and introduction of crop insurance schemes for mulberry and silkworm, and fixing minimum support price for cocoon, establishing sericulture technology incubation centers, and also enhanced subsidies for infrastructural facilities to silkworm growers were also emphasized. And with regard to policy discussions, policy regulation panel discussions, it was emphasized that the mycotoxin policies followed in Europe, including the minimal permissible limits, may be explored to be followed in India also. TNAU has already developed protocols for detecting and quantification of the aflatoxin in different agricultural products, and also we have founded 2 different botanicals or herbs for its detoxification, in addition to 2 biocontrol agents for the detoxification of the aflatoxin. The studies are in progress. And the policy issues related to biological control may be strengthened with respect to human health, animal health, and also environmental health. New biocontrol agents need to be explored. Especially, it was emphasized that from the natural farming and also from the regenerative agriculture, we have to isolate these strains which will be having the very high potential against the insect pest and diseases management. TNAU has already come out with number of new biocontrol agents, so it will be further developed further and it will be registered under CIBRC. And the extension of the label claims may be taken up by the CIBRC. It was accepted by our Agriculture Commissioner and also Assistant Director of CIBRC. They were in the gave the positive signal in expansion of the label claims, and also they were very much recommending for the easy registration of the biocontrol agents. So this will be very much helpful. The main thing is here we have to focus on the human animal health, in which the biocontrol agents play a major role. So we have to focus on this line, and everyone should think on the management while managing the pest and diseases. So we should give concentration on the animal health and plant health also. This is the main purpose of this conference. In hereafter, everyone should, while thinking of the treatments, we should also think about the effect of the treatments on the human health and animal health and also environmental health. Then only our future generation will be healthy and our environment will be healthy. There will not be any more cancer incidents. So we have to be concentrated on the agricultural plant protection. So this is the main aim of this conference. So I thank you for all the participation from the different countries and also different states of this India, and participation of all the lead speakers and keynote speakers and chief guests for their valuable time and energy and having the worthy discussions. I hope there would have been developed number of collaborations from the different institutes. So this is the main purpose of the conference, is networking. Networking must have happened, I hope. So everyone has interaction during the tea session and also during the lunch and dinner time. So this would have developed number of collaborations. So we expect more collaborative research programs with the industry and also from different institutes. This will be a healthy research program helpful for our nation development. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving us a concise overview of the entire conference.
I request Thirusi Tirumala Rao, District Development Manager, NABARD, for the felicitation address.
அனைவருக்கும் பணிவான வணக்கம். இந்த 3 நாட்கள் நடந்த நிகழ்ச்சியை கேட்கறதுக்கே நமக்கு மூச்சு வாங்குது. மேடம் அவ்வளோ தூரம் சொல்லி முடிச்சாங்க. ஸோ இட்ஸ் honor for me to stand before you and speak for this felicitation. ஏன்னா இந்த deliberations whatever has happened வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா across various stakeholders, even farmersமே இருந்தாங்க இதுலன்னு சொல்லும் போது I am very happy, ma'am. So NABARD will be more happy. நம்ம வந்து இந்த research findings based பண்ணி if we can give some projects to disseminate this recommendations at the ground level. Practical demonstrations irunduchina neenga sonna madri at large scale also we can I wait for a proposal from you for that. And அதே மாதிரி வந்துட்டு NABARD எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும் ACABC ன்ட்டு ஒரு ஸ்கீம் இருக்கு, சப்சிடி ஸ்கீம்ஸ், அக்ரி கிளினிக் அண்ட் அக்ரி பிசினஸ் சென்டர். ஸோ வாட் எவர் மேடம் செட் ஸோ ஃபார் நம்ம இந்த அக்ரி கிளினிக் அண்ட் அக்ரி பிசினஸ் சென்டர்ஸ் வந்துட்டு அந்த பெனிஃபிஷரிஸ் பார்க்கும்போது மோர் தேன் 60% ஆஃப் த பெனிஃபிஷரிஸ் வந்து தே ஆர் டாக்கிங் அபவுட் அக்ரி கிளினிக்ஸ், ஃபெர்டிலைசர் ஷாப் வைக்கணும், இது மாதிரி பெஸ்டிசைட்ஸ் கேர் பண்ணணும். பட் இந்த நாலேஜ் வந்து அவங்களையும் போய் சேரணும் மேம். ஆக்சுவலி ஸோ ACABC ட்ரைனிஸ்லாம் வந்து நான் wherever we conduct mostly during the interviews they say after completion of the training we are going to set up this agri fertilizers. And obviously everyone would have noticed in the whenever we travel to the rural areas and the number of shops are keeping on increasing. ஒரு முன்னாடிலாம் எங்கேயாச்சும் ஒரு ஷாப் தேடி பார்க்க முடியும், இப்போ வந்து 10 கிலோமீட்டர் டிராவல் பண்ணாவே we can see 5 to 6 shops அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கு. So this is a very good, more opportunity is there in that business, and they should also know about all these findings. அப்பதான் வந்துட்டு they can give the latest technologies and this research findings to the farmers. So அதுக்குமே வந்து we can support them. And I wish the entire 3 days was very fruitful, and any requirement for further taking this development to the ground level, NABARD will be always there. And I wish thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request Thiru Nihar Ranjan, IFS Dean Forestry, Forest College and Research Institute, for the felicitation.
respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. A very good afternoon to all of you. So, first of all, I thank the directors, CPPS, Dr. M. Shanti Madam, to have given me this opportunity to attend this valedictory function of a very of a very important and conference, international conference on a very important topic. So, as you all know, conference is a is a get together of a lot of ideas, a lot of research activities going on across various universities, various institutes across the world, and it's a very important mode of get together, exchange of ideas, and then sharing of knowledge, dissemination of knowledge. And not only that, it should actually translate into a lot of next level activities like MOUs, the translation of all those research experiments into useful products and services for the development of the country and humankind all across the world. So, on this fruitful occasion, on this conclusion of this important conference, I congratulate Dr. Shanti ma'am, and I'm sure that all of the scientists, all of the students would have benefited from such a large volume of dissemination of knowledge. So, once again, congratulations to all of you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. I request Shri P. Shivakumar, IFS, Member Secretary, Central Silk Board, Ministry of Textiles, Government of India, for the felicitation.
Respected Principal Secretary P. Sindhil Kumar sir, Government of Tamil Nadu, Sri P.K. Singh, Commissioner, Ministry of Agriculture, Mr. Niharanjan, Mr. Kumaran, Mr. Rao, Mr. Stephen, and Dr. Shanti, Mr. Devrajan, national and international delegates, and dear students, media friends. I'm also the product of our university. I'm 93 batch of the BSc Forestry and 98 batch of the MSc Forestry and 2000 batch of the Indian Forest Service, Assam cadre. 22 years I was in Assam, and during 2023 I joined Textiles Ministry as a Member Secretary of the Central Silk Board. When I'm comparing this topic with my own career experience, when I was the Director Kaziranga National Park, we don't have much dependence on any other department, only for the financial support and security. Otherwise, the Kaziranga ecosystem is the intact ecosystem. Only we have to ensure the protections. When I joined the Central Silk Board, then I felt the dependency. No organism in this world is basically independent. Everyone is dependent, irrespective of the species. When I've been to Dharmaburi, Krishnaguri, Mulberry Garden area, the major issue we faced is non-spinning issues. The cause is that the mango orchard nearby, they are using pesticide or insecticide. So that is the reason that the sediments on the mulberry leaves leads to that improper feeding. That leads to the non-spinning of cocoons. So finally, the farmers couldn't make money out of that. Then another one experience is Silk Board is handling basically 5 types of silk: mulberry, eri, muga, tasar, and oak tasar. And muga is the costliest silk. In South India, we are having mulberry silk on an average of 1 kilo of raw silk around 6,000 rupees. When we compare muga with mulberry, muga silk around 30,000 plus per kilo of raw silk. But yield-wise, it's not even 1% of our total production of 39,000 metric ton. The reason is the tea gardens. In all the tea garden, we are using insecticide, pesticide in a vast. So that leads to major impact on muga silk worms. So when we have to promote muga silk, then we have to convince the tea garden authority that they have to migrate from the present practices to the organic practices. When I joined the cadre in 2002, when this concept of organic tea has come up, there is no vast acceptance because of the rate difference. The commercial tea used to be 50 rupees, the organic tea used to be more than 200 rupees. Now, whereas the present society has accepted organic farming and everywhere there is a demand. So that's also basically indirect indication of that One Health perspectives really is coming up. So my request is that Central Silk Board is having around 400 plus scientist cadre, and we are having around 51 plus institution having MOUs on different research field. With the TNU also mainly on nano fertilizers, and again recently also we had one MOUs with Forest College on mulberry as an alternative crop for man-animal conflict prone areas. So the message to all the delegates and dear students, if you are having any new ideas, the board is ready to give the opportunity. Recently, we had the BharatX 2025, one of the biggest global event. There we had innovation challenge. We received around 53 applications, 4 were selected. The youngest one is only 14-year-old boy from Kashmir. So he gave that AI-based technology for marketing a byproduct. So why I'm telling this one? So age is not a limit. Your qualification as a limit is basically idea. It makes sense. So come forward. We can strengthen the sericulture sector. Not only the sericulture. This Dharmaburi incidents. So without involving the horticulture or agriculture, sericulture cannot move ahead. So we have to integrate every department. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Now we request Dr. P.K. Singh, Agricultural Commissioner, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India, to deliver the keynote address.
Now, the lock has been opened, so it is not a key note because so many recommendations are there after opening the locks of all the minds gathered here for this conference. So all the dignitaries on the dais, especially see One Health approach, what we are talking. So you can see on the here itself, forestry, then human health and family welfare, then agriculture, everyone is here. So that shows the importance of One Health. So health for all. We know that our agriculture for last say 20,000 years, it developed around what we call a central dogma, just like DNA, RNA, and protein. So our agriculture also developed on a dogma that whatever natural resources, what we call it in Sanskrit, that Prakriti, Sanskriti, and Vikriti. The chain is like that only. So whatever Prakriti, that is nature, has given to us, our civilizations, that is Sanskriti, developed around that only. And then in this Sanskriti, that is in culture, whatever problems are coming, so that is Vikritis are coming, we again have to go to the nature to solve those problems. So this system has to work continuously, and based on this only, whatever the schemes, projects are being made, you can see they either revolve on one of these three components. So from Prakriti, if you see, all this biodiversity conservation and biodiversity authority has come up. For Sanskriti, you can see that varietal development programs, then all these programs are going on. So whatever germplasm was there, we are developing varieties. If they are getting, say, susceptible to that, we are again going to new germplasm, mining genes from that, and then again building new varieties. And so this, all the cycle is going on for years on years. So again, if you see the cultivation, here also, during initial stages, the number of animals and humans would have been almost same, if we say like that, now again the cattle population and the human population and other animals, birds, everybody has to feed on the Prakriti, that is the nature. Everybody is dependent on that. We cannot avoid that only human will have good food and the animals cannot. Yeah, it is our responsibility. If we say that we are developed and now we are more cultured, cultured doesn't mean that we should leave whatever was given by the nature to us. We cannot leave our animals, we cannot leave the birds, we cannot leave the insects, we cannot leave the microorganisms. We have changed a lot. We have pressurized them to change a lot with our cultivation practices, with our use of fertilizers, with our use of whatever different chemicals and others we are using. But again, the concept was given in Veda that सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. It means everybody should be healthy, everybody should look good, everybody should have be there. So that is the basic root cause of One Health. So that small shloka given somewhere in 20 thousands of years back in Vedas now again resides back. So this is the time that we have to understand. Again, if you see the Gita, after every chapter it is written that Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjun Samvade. What does that mean? Brahma Vidyayam. Know everything up to the minutest level, up to the Brahma Gyan. Brahma means minutest, that is up to the level of atom. You should know what are the microbes, what are the, that is given in Gita itself. After every chapter it is written. Brahma Vidyayam, Yoga Shastre, then correlate it with your activities. That is the second phase of that. Once you know if you don't know what is there, you cannot correlate it also. Once you know these things, now we are going up to the nano level. All the studies are now going on atomic level, molecular level, then nano level. So we are now knowing the things up to that level. But how to correlate it with our system so that once we have that kind of correlated or integrated system, then we can only talk like Sri Krishna and Arjun Samvad, means talking between Paramatma and Atma. So we can have a very, we can say, serene kind of atmosphere where everybody will be talking to each other. Atmosphere. We say during plant breeding classes, it is taught that if you go to your field, you can start talking to the plants. So what is that? That is nothing but knowing your plants very well. What kind of, you can see a farmer can very easily tell that this time crop is not that good, it will yield like this. So that is a kind of correlation between the plant and the human. So similarly, if your cow, any farmer has a cow, and if that cow is not feeling healthy, if she is not able to give good milk, then how his children will be healthy? If the milk is infected with TB or something or some other disease, it means his children will also be diseased in that way. So because we are depending on them, so it is our responsibility to keep them healthy. So many other One Health is started with zoonotics and other concepts that what are these say malaria, filaria, all those things. But now it has gone beyond to that. Now we are including even the minutest, that is the microbes, then earthworms and whatever are there in the total food production and consumption chain. Even in the value addition, now these things are coming up. The natural farming products, the organic farming products, all those are now being promoted and are being responded by the consumers also, that everybody should have good fodder, good feed, good food, and good environment to live. So that is the kind of system that is the policy of the government of India, that we are now looking upon, that is One Health policy, which was given even more emphasis after COVID, when we saw that yes, everything is correlated. During COVID, when there was no pollution, so it was a very healthy kind of environment. So in that year, you can see that agriculture flourished like anything. Others were very happy. Only human were in problem. Cows and others, because no pollution, no nothing. So crops were good, yields were good. Everybody went back to their home. Then they started cultivating. So vegetable production was maximum during that year. So like that, you can see the things. If you improve this atmosphere in which we are living, definitely other things will improve simultaneously. So I hope Madam has given a very elaborate that proceedings, and we will try to work upon wherever, Madam, if Government of India has to do something for that, I assure you that we are also on this very big natural farming mission has come up. northeastern India, that is smoke dinner scheme is already running on for organic farming. Any other natural farming, organic farming, or any other kind of support you want, we will try to gather for that. Yes, always funds are always, so for that, for funds we can go for PPP mode in systems. We can develop technologies in collaboration with the this pesticide industry or the biostimulant industry, or many others are coming up in this field. So I think it must have been a very enjoyable and very good sessions for last 3 days. All of you are sitting here, so it means you enjoyed the proceedings, and hope that we will try to inculcate the practice of this minimum resources uses of whatever natural resources are being given by the mother nature to us. We will try to focus that we can use the minimum out of that. So mission life, as promoted by our honorable PM, that is a step towards that. So we can save some water, some minerals, some good food for others. That is the basic concept of that. So thank you for all for calling me and giving me this opportunity to discuss all these issues. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now we request Dr. P. Senthil Kumar, IAS, Principal Secretary, Health and Family Welfare Department and Chairperson of One Health and Climate Hub Committee, Government of Tamil Nadu, for the valedictory address.
Thiru Shivakumar, Member Secretary, Central Silk Board, Thiru Nihar Ranjan, Dean Forestry, Dr. Shanti, Dr. P.K. Singh, Agriculture Commissioner, Thiru Thirumal Rao, other dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, participants, delegates, and students and friends. So good evening to you all. So I am indeed very honored to be here speaking before you in the valedictory function of this One Health perspective in global plant protection research. So as we all know that One Health is an integrated approach. Basically, it recognizes the interconnectedness of the environment, that is plant health, animal health, as well as human health. And of course, as explained by our speakers here, traditionally we have been all our lives were intertwined with the nature and also animals. So our ancient literature also speaks about the same. But over the years, we have alienated ourselves from the nature, and it is having impact on various aspects of human health as well as animal and the environment as a whole. And it is also having a maximum impact through climate change activities because of, again, human interventions. All our climate change process is being accelerated, and it is again having a impact on human, animal, and other environment. So that is the reason why this One Health, which is which has been a prevalent concept throughout the world, so it has now gained significance. And Tamil Nadu, though it has developed in many sectors, agriculture still remains a cornerstone of economy, and agriculture has been part of our culture. So that's why it is essential, and it is even more essential that the university has taken up this important topic. And Tamil Nadu, as we all know, has diverse agroclimatic zones, and it has rich biodiversity. So this Tamil Nadu has this 5 types of lands, starting from hill and even up to the desert-like lands and coastal ecosystem and everything. So, and the main emphasis is on research so that we better understand and appreciate. So the main 3 or 4 main players are One is agriculture and related industry, then veterinary, animal sciences, and human sciences. But in Tamil Nadu and also in India, the human research has not gained a lot of importance for various historic reasons. But unlike agriculture as well as veterinary and animal sciences, wherein the research focus is much more compared to the human health because of historic reasons. So if we see the recent incidences, if we see more than 75% of emerging infectious zoonotic diseases, that is diseases originating because of transmitted from animals, nearly 75% are of emerging infections are related to these zoonotic diseases. So if we take COVID-19, so which has affected the global population. So even at that time, all the nations were trying to find out a solution, but they were not able to immediately come out with a solution. How do we respond? So that's why we had the lockdowns, and so that how do we minimize the spread of the infection. So at that time, the health department found that though this whole genome sequencing, which has been widely used in agriculture research, animal veterinary university, but it was not being used in human diseases and other things within the country. So it was indeed revealing for those who were dealing with this outbreak that all this is already available in agriculture research institutions and animal husbandry research institutions. So in fact, that helped the state in bringing out technologies that will be useful for. So then subsequently, of course, even this real-time PCR, which was widely used, which is the gold standard in detecting the COVID-19 infections. So though we could expand it to all parts of the state and country, but in the initial stages, only the research institutions which were in veterinary and animal university, they were helpful. So that's indeed opened a lot of our minds that why we need to have this confluence of thoughts from researchers from different walks of life, so that whenever any emerging diseases, then we will be able to come out with a more sustainable solution and immediate response. Because when uh, if there is another global outbreak, we again the different countries may not be able to have another lockdown, because we have seen that how it has impacted the human lives, especially those in lower state of society, and also how economy were affected, and many of the small medium sized institutions which were doing well, but they went out of business, and many of them have not recovered despite many support mechanisms from different governments throughout the globe. So that is the human impact. So but we have not been uh, worried on the animal as well as the ecological impact. So that's why we are seeing a rapid rise in the temperature. So it has already, the global warming has increased more than 1.5 degree, and it is having a tremendous impact on the country's economy as well as agricultural production. So some of the good varieties may not be able to yield optimum results. So similarly, some of the new diseases which are emerging, for example, till a few years ago, we did not have this scrub typhus incidences. It used to be a very rare occurrence. So someone who used to go to forest, so if they come out and then they may have this kind of symptoms, but we are seeing throughout India this incidences of scrub typhus because of again many factors are responsible. One of the factor is the rise in temperature. So uh, the various climatic changes has having a very big impact on our lifestyle, and also so that is why this One Health initiatives and collaborative research with other institutions is very, very crucial. So similarly, we found that in avian influenza we had similar challenges, Ebola, and in our neighboring state, Kyasanur forest disease, which again incidences have also been reported in Coimbatore and nearby areas. So all this again reminds us on the importance of this collaborative and interconnectedness of everything. And another important area is antimicrobial resistance. So, because of overuse or often misuse of antibiotics in human, livestock, aquaculture, and even in plant disease management. So we are finding that a lot of drug resistant bacteria and other things are emerging, and many superbugs are very being generated because of insensitive use of antibiotics by the human. And India is in the forefront of developing these superbugs, and it is affecting not only our country, and it will be having a major impact throughout the world, because whatever happens because of the interconnected communication, so it spreads fast, and we cannot have antibiotics, new generation of antibiotics produced every day. So, and it will definitely have impact on human, animal health, and of course on environment. So we need to focus on antibiotic research, especially the drug resistance antibiotics, how to minimize it. And of course, sustainable, our previous speaker talked about sustainable agriculture and environment health. So this our speakers have talked about overuse of pesticide, and also groundwater over exploitation, and as well as depletion. So many of our most part of our state is already in a over exploited groundwater. So unless we recharge and then improve it, so it definitely has greater impact on our agriculture, as well as production, and similarly livestock production, and of course on human health and related aspects. So another important thing is about nutrition and food security. So though Tamil Nadu is blessed with a robust PDS system thanks to the Green Revolution and other related activities and the innovative practices of farmers, but we have not been able to achieve the nutritional security like what we have achieved in terms of food security. Though food is available, but whether it is nutritious or whether it is safe, that remains a moot question. So another thing, a related aspect is, of course, traditionally this part of the country wherein the temperature is very high, we found that millets have been cultivated. So even my grandparents used to cultivate millets, but all these lands remain barren now because of various lifestyle changes, and also moving towards fast food and other things. So we find we have abandoned the millets, and only thanks to the millet mission and recent initiatives of the state as well as government of India, so we are launching a millet mission. But again, because the millets have traditionally had more nutritional value than compared to what the rice and wheat that is made available in the public distribution system. But we are not able to procure adequate quantity of millets because of over the years of neglect. So again, this nutritional security remains a challenge for us, and any major climatic impact will have this continuing impact on nutritional security. So that's why even we find that when we analyze the pregnant woman, there is widespread prevalence of anemia. So that is again because of our change in the uh, uh, food pattern, and also whatever the traditional green vegetables and other things as well as millets, we have most of the population has moved out of that, and now whatever was supposed to be a cheap food for the common people, now it has become really expensive because of the shortage in production. So all this poses a lot of challenges. So our speakers, as well as in the last 3 days, they have deliberated on sustainable farming, natural farming, and better agroecological practices, as well as strengthening the biosecurity measures. So now we are finding that there is, because of rapid urbanization, so a lot of production is happening in livestock and poultry, which is being transported. But are we following the biosecurity measures that ensures that the whatever is produced is safe from use of antibiotics, as well as this pest management measures, then source of origin and other related aspects. So we need to learn a lot more, and then so that we need to provide better care for our animals, and especially the use of antibiotics we need to uh, uh, improve, and then it should be used with caution. So another important is the biodiversity and environment. So again, our though the state has been striving to reach this green cover to the extent of 33% by 2030. So far our green cover by way of natural forest and trees outside forest, it is around some 24%. So that again has reduced the carbon sink, so which is having again impact on these urban areas as well as agriculture production. So that's why this urban agroforestry, as well as urban parks, as well as these green lung spaces in urban areas, all these are gaining importance. So we need to focus on them. So, and of course, most important thing is the farmers, empowering farmers, and communicating to the farmers through better targeted IEC activities, and also continued engagement on these aspects to the farmers, and also this creation of policies which are more favorable to the One Health environment. So those kind of policies will emerge from pressure groups such as this research scholars, through popular articles, and of course the deliberations of these sessions definitely can contribute this. So I would urge the organizers, so that whatever policies that can be made at the state level, so this can be recommended. So we will be certainly able to take up with the related ministries, and then take forward whatever that can be done, so that we can improve the policy environment, so that we can move more towards One Health. And of course, the coordinated research is very, very important. So unfortunately, many of our institutions, though our higher education field has increased, uh, our focus has been more on developing individual universities, whether it is agriculture or uh, uh, animal husbandry, or this medical university. So if we see, even in 60s, the Madras University was there, which was the university dealing with all kind of fields, whether it was agriculture, veterinary, or human health, or anything. So there was more interconnected research was happening, but unfortunately over the years it has reduced. So these seminars and conferences like this though it has helped these universities to give greater focus on the chosen topics, but we need to work more closely with the universities so that uh, we are able to achieve the interdisciplinary research in this One Health initiative. So all these are challenges, but wherever challenges are more, the opportunities are much more. So, and this One Health initiative is one such initiative, and definitely with more focus on interdisciplinary research, definitely we will be able to ensure better opportunities for the environment as well as animal as well as human health, and so that the ecosystem is protected, and as they say that there is no earth 2.0, and we have to till we are able to find another earth, so we have to deal with only this earth. So I hope this 3 days of deliberations will definitely contribute to more collaborative research, and also inputs for taking up policies that move towards One Health. So I once again thank Dr. Shanti, Director Plant Protection Research, and Vice Chancellor, and all the senior scientists of the Agriculture University for this opportunity. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I request Dr. M. Shanti, Director CPPS, to welcome Dr. Stephanie Savirana, Scientific Manager, and Dr. Kumaran Nagalingam, Senior Research Scientist, with a bouquet.
In this auspicious event, it is a great pleasure for us to release the digital study materials, which comprises of books and CDs, which is available in Tamil, titled பூச்சியியல் அடிப்படைகள் அமைப்புகள் மற்றும் வகைப்பாடு மற்றும் நன்மை மற்றும் தீமை செய்யும் பூச்சிகளின் மேலாண்மை. These study materials are available online for the benefit of the diploma and graduate students of agriculture and horticulture. We request the audience to kindly make use of it. Thank you, dignitaries. We have reached the most awaited part of the conference, the award session. I request the dignitaries to award the participants with a medal and certificates. Under entomology, for the best oral presentations under the theme Biosystematics, Re-emerging and Invasive Organisms, the first place is packed by Abhishek Venkateshaya. We request the participants to come forward and collect their prizes. The second place is packed by Dyamana Gowda. The third place is packed by Noor Mohammed NR. Under the theme 2, New Horizons in Diagnostics and Biodiversity of Crop Pests and Beneficial Microbiomes, the first place is packed by Dr. Vanita K. The second place is packed by Dr. Aishwarya P. And under the theme Under the theme 3, Conventional and Biotechnological Approaches in Plant Resistance to Pests and Diseases, the first place is backed by Dr. Ashok K. The second place is backed by Dr. Guru Prasanna Pandi Govindaraj. The third place is backed by Dr. Soundar Rajan JP. Under the theme 4, climate. Under the theme 4, Climate Change and Dynamics of Pests and Diseases Forecasting, the first place is backed by Dr. Ramesh R. The second place is backed by Dr. Sendil Kumar Mayaragan. And the third place is backed by Ms. Sangeeta SV. Under the theme 5A, Biological and Chemical Ecology Approaches for Sustaining Plant Health, the first place is backed by Dr. Aragar M. The second place is backed by Ms. Monica SS. And the third place is backed by Dr. Shrija P. Under the theme 5B, Botanical and Biorational Approaches for Sustaining Plant Health, the first place is backed by Dr. Arul Prakash R. The second place is backed by Ms. Samyukta SS. The third place is backed by Dr. Muruga Sridevi K. Under the theme 6, IoT and Bioinformatics Approaches in Pests and Diseases Management, the first place is backed by Dr. Navina K. The second place is backed by Dr. Kokilamani S. And the third place is backed by Ms. Kirtana B. Under the theme 7, Novel Molecules, Formulations and Nanotech Discoveries in Pests and Diseases Management, the first place is backed by Dr. Rakesh V. The second place is backed by Dr. Mohanasundaram A. And the third place is backed by Dr. Kannan M. Under the theme 8A, Productive Insects, Pollinators, Mushrooms, Decomposers and their value-added products, the first place is backed by Saravanan PA and the second place is backed by Karthik V. Under the theme 8B, Productive Insects, Pollinators, Mushrooms, Decomposers and their value-added products, non-apis and others, the first place is backed by Ms. Dharani SV. The second place is backed by Dr. Priyanka Rani and the third place is backed by Dr. Sheba Joyce Roslin. Under the theme 9, Nutritional, Physiological and Agronomic Practices for Improved IPDM, the first place is backed by Dr. Suganti M. The second place is backed by Dr. Sujayanand GK. And the third place is backed by Dr. Jairani S. For team 1, the first place is backed by Abhishek Venkateshaya and the third place is backed by Noor Muhammad NR. For the brief oral presentations under the theme 1, Under entomology, brief oral presentations. For the theme 1, biosystematics, re-emerging and invasive organisms, the first place is packed by Dr. T. Ilayabharati. The second place is backed by Mrs. N. Karkulali. The third place is backed by Mr. S. Manideep. The third place is also shared by Ms. Anushri. Under the second theme, New Horizons in Diagnostics and Biodiversity of Crop Pests and Beneficial Microbiomes, the first place is backed by C. Muthulakshmi Pavitra. The second place is backed by Guru Prasanna Pandey Govindaraj. And the third place is backed by Dr. Ms. S. Satyapriya. Under the theme 3, Conventional and Biotechnological Approaches in Plant Resistance to Pests and Diseases, the first place is backed by Dr. S. Pavitran. The second place is backed by Dr. G. Rajadurai. And the third place is backed by Dr. J. N. Prithiva. Under the theme 4, Climate Change and Dynamics of Pests and Diseases Forecasting, the first place is backed by Dr. P. Aishwarya. The second place is backed by Dr. P. Anandi. And the third place is backed by Dr. P. A. Saravanan. Under the theme 5A, Biological and Chemical Ecology Approaches for Sustaining Plant Health, the first place is backed by M. Krishnaveni. The second place is backed by S. Saravanan. And the third place is backed by K. Monisha. Under the theme 5B, Biological and Biorational Approaches for Sustaining Plant Health, the first place is backed by M. Dharani, the second place is backed by R. Muttu, and the third place is backed by S. Paripurani. Under the theme 6, IoT and Bioinformatics Approaches in Pests and Diseases Management, the first place is backed by Komala G. Under the theme 7, Novel Molecules, Formulations and Nanotech Discoveries in Pests and Diseases Management, the first place is backed by Dr. T. Srinivasan, the second place is backed by Dr. P. S. Shanmugam, and the third place is backed by S. V. Sangeeta. Under the theme 8A, Productive Insects, Pollinators, Mushrooms, Decomposers, and their value-added products, the first place is backed by Dr. C. Saumya, the second place is backed by J. Malati, and the third place is backed by Dr. M. R. Srinivasan. Under the theme 8B, Productive Insects, Pollinators, Mushrooms, Decomposers, and their value-added products, the first place is backed by Arasu A, the second place is backed by Snehalata G, and the third place is backed by S. Raman. Under the theme 9, the first place is backed by Dr. C. Shankar, and the second place is backed by Dr. Gokula Priya G. Under the Department of Pathology, for the oral presentations under the theme 1, the first place is backed by M. Shiva, the second place is backed by Dr. S. Madhavan, and the third place is backed by Dr. M. Karthikeyan. Under the theme 2, the first place is backed by Nadeshan Bhupati, the second place is backed by Dr. Uma Maheshwari C, and the third place is backed by R. Sneha. Under the theme 3, the first place is backed by Dr. S. Harish, the second place is backed by P. Vignesh, and the third place is backed by Dr. Shanmuga Vadivel PS. Under the theme 4, the first place is backed by Dr. V. Sendilvel. Under the theme 5, the first place is backed by K. Murugave, the second place is backed by E. Priyadarshini, and the third place is backed by Dr. N. Indra. Under the theme 6, the first place is backed by Dr. Johnson I, the second place is backed by Fiza Falha, and the under the theme 7, the first place is backed by A. Arulshia, and the second place is backed by B.R. Ajesh, and the third place is backed by Dr. A. Kamalakannan. Under the theme 8, the first place is backed by Dharani S. Under the theme 9, the first place is backed by Dr. Manonmani K, and the second place is backed by Dr. S.K. Manoranjidam. The brief oral presentations under the pathology department. Under the first theme, the first place is backed by Mohammed Abdur Rahman. The second place is backed by Dr. Vijaya Samundeshwari, and the third place is backed by Renuka Devi V. Under the second theme, the first place is backed by Dr. K. Kalpana, the second place is backed by Nishanti M, and the third place is backed by Dr. K. Saravana Kumari. Under the theme 3, the first place is backed by Priyadarshini E, and the second place is backed by Alin Maria Jose. Under the theme 4, the first place is backed by A.G. Meena, and the second place is backed by Dr. R. Ramajagadish. Under the theme 5, the first place is backed by Pavitra S, the second place is backed by Dr. Shajit Basha, and the third place is backed by S. Lavanya. The fourth place is backed by Dr. T. Anand. Under the theme 7, the first place is backed by Dr. Jayaganesh V. The second place is backed by Hridaya Shaji. Third place is backed by S. Lavanya. Under the theme 8, the first place is backed by R. Kalpana Devi. Under theme 9, the first place is backed by Dr. M. Paramasivam. Under the Department of Nematology, for the best oral presentations, the first place is backed by Dr. P.G. Kavita, the second place is backed by Dr. Swarna Kumari, and the third place is shared by Ms. M. Janani and Dr. Satish Namdiyo Charan. Under the brief oral presentations, the first place is backed by Ms. T. Deekshana, the second place is backed by Mr. A. Arun, and the third place is shared by Dr. P. Vetrivel Kalai and K. Narmada. Under the Department of Sericulture, for the best oral presentations, the first place is backed by Dr. P. Priyadarshini. The second place is backed by Dr. Lata Preeti. And third place is backed by Dr. Lalita Nagarajan. For the brief oral presentations, the first prize is backed by Dr. T. Chiddeshwari. The second place is backed by Dr. C. Usha Malini. And the third place is backed by Dr. M. Sarada. We request the dignitaries to as a token of appreciation, our Madam CPP, Director Madam CPPS will offer the gift to the dignitaries.
The third day festival comes to an end, and as a closing note, I request Dr. T. Chigdeshwari, Professor and Head Department of Sericulture, to propose the vote of thanks.
respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, good evening to one and all. It's my privilege and honor to extend the vote of thanks on this momentous occasion of the International Conference on One Health Perspectives in Global Plant Protection Research 2025. To begin with, we extend our sincere thanks to Dr. P. Sendil Kumar Sir, Principal Secretary, Health and Family Welfare Department, Government of Tamil Nadu, for his insightful valedictory address, which has set the stage for igniting new ideas on One Health perspectives and the way forward for future research. Thank you, sir. And heartfelt appreciation to our beloved Vice Chancellor, Dr. V. Geeta Lakshmi Madam, for presiding over this valedictory function. Though she is not able to attend the function, she is our driving force, and her visionary leadership in advancing agriculture research and education is much appreciated. Madam, we are truly glad to have you and thankful for the continuous support in conducting this memorable event. We are deeply grateful to our esteemed dignitary, Dr. P.K. Singh Sir, Agricultural Commissioner, Government of India, for his inspiring keynote address, which emphasized the significance of One Health in the current scenario. Sir, you have given many information on keeping a serene environment for achieving the One Health perspective. We assure you, sir, we will definitely keep this serene environment for getting this or achieving this One Health perspectives. Thank you, sir. We express our deep sense of gratitude and thanks to Sri P. Sivakumar Sir, Member Secretary, Central Silk Board, for his thought-provoking informations on linking the sericulture activities with horticulture, agriculture to achieve the One Health policy, and also for gracing this occasion. Thank you, sir. We are immensely happy to have Thiru Nihar Ranjan Sir, Dean Forestry, Forest College and Research Institute, for his august presence and valuable words of felicitation. Thank you, sir. Our heartfelt thanks and gratitude to Thirumal Rao, DDM NABARD, for gracing this occasion and offering felicitation. Sir, your promise to provide us funds for taking up the policy recommendations will be greatly appreciated, and surely we will contact you for getting the funds to reach the farmers' benefit. We thank our Director of Research, Dr. M. Ravindran, for his involvement and support for the successful conduct of the OHPGPR 2025. A special note of appreciation to our beloved Director Madam, Dr. Shanti, Center for Plant Protection Studies, and the organizing chairperson, OHPGPR 2025, whose dedication and meticulous planning have been instrumental in making this conference a grand success. Without her strenuous efforts, this conference might have not completed successfully. Thank you, Madam. We extend our sincere gratitude to the keynote speakers, lead speakers, panelists, progressive farmer Thiru OVVR Sir, scientists, industrial officials, and stakeholders representing international and national arena who have joined us in sharing their expertise, enriching our discussions with cutting-edge research and innovative perspectives. Thank you all for gracing this memorable event. We are immensely thankful to all the university officers, scientists of TNAU, and other esteemed institutions for their steadfast support and active participation in organizing this prestigious event. A heartfelt thanks and appreciation to our sponsors. I have a list of sponsors, more than 30 sponsors, who have given generously fund for conducting this program. Without their support, this might have not come into true. Some of the sponsors, they have given the fund for organizing this one are Ms. Rallies India Limited, Bangalore, Green Icon Agrotech Private Limited, Chennai, Indo-Bohar Plant Science Private Limited, Salem, Puja Agritech Corporation, Salem, Indian Oil Corporation Limited, Chennai, Instrument Care Private Limited, Chennai, Madras Agriculture Students Union, TNAU Coimbatore, Sulphur Mills Limited, Salem, NABARD, Syngenta, UPL, Vanam India Foundation, SLN Coffee Private Limited, Karnataka, Monica Enterprise, Madurai, Christie Fried Gram Industry Private Limited, Namakkal, Muthu Medicals, Chennai, Classic Hybrid Seeds Private Limited, Gujarat, Muthuraman and Sons, Madurai, Akash Construction, Madurai, Spark Starch Products, India Private Limited, Erode, Valyamai and Co, Madurai, Ravi Papers Coimbatore, Central Silk Board Bangalore, Rasi Seeds, Sugam Seeds, Bayer, Kativa, Duodiel, Indofil, Coromandel, Sri Sabari Smelters Private Limited, Ponmani & Co., BVN Instruments Madras Private Limited, Chennai, IPL Foundation, Sumito Chemical India Limited, Mumbai, BASF India Private Limited, Mumbai, Sugam Agro Agencies, Pudukkottai. Sure, whose generous contributions have played a pivotal role in the successful execution of the conference activities. Thank you, sponsors, and we expect the continuous support in near future too. A special acknowledgement and thanks to all the organizing secretaries, conveners, members of various committees, student friends, young research scholars, supporting staffs of DCPPS, whose enthusiasm and active participation have infused this gathering with energy and intellectual curiosity. Thank you, all of you, for your constant support in the successful conduct of this great event. We would also like to extend our sincere thanks to press and media for their diligent coverage and for ensuring that the key takeaways of this conference reach a wider audience. Last but certainly not least, our profound gratitude to PRO, officials of Estate Office, Security Office, Sanitary Office, and the entire team of supporting staff in all these offices whose off-screen efforts have ensured the seamless execution of this event. We also thank our catering team, Siddhartha from Tichangodu, for not keeping us hungry by providing sumptuous food. Before I conclude, we would like to sincerely apologize if I have unintentionally left out anyone who contributed to this event. Please know that. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. All the participants, that's what I have given, all the participants who have participated in this event, about 450 participants from all over the India and also from the international arena have attended this conference and participated very elegantly to get into touch and develop a networking among us to have a future collaborations. And we would like to sincerely apologize if I have unintentionally left out anyone who contributed to this event. Please know that your efforts and presence are truly valued and deeply appreciated. With this word, I once again extend my heartfelt appreciation to each and every one of you for your invaluable contributions. May the knowledge shared here inspire future advancements in plant protection research and global sustainability. Thank you, one and all. Have a safe journey. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We now request the dignitaries. We now request the dignitaries, staffs, and all the participants to stand up for national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Tea is arranged. Everyone is requested to have refreshments.
Recording stopped.
Thank you. Good show. discuss certificate.